I'm going to recreate a high-level Italian shoulder pad inspired by Spaglione di Albi. So I'm reshooting this because I had a little bit of a slow start. I really didn't know how to approach this, but I had this very high-level Italian shoulder pads that I had in my archives for years. Actually, since 2010, when I was still designing and making couture outfits, I found out about this company called Spaglione di Albi, and they make these couture shoulder pads and they're molded. They're very, very cool. Look at that. And the shoulder pad that I kept that I wanted, this is just the outer shell of it because I took it completely apart in the process of doing this video, but I will show you the shoulder pad before it has been taken apart. And holy bananas. It's storming and now it's thundering, possibly lightning. It's been raining for 2 days and I'm trying to get this project going. No, I'm not going to sit covered in my house. I am going to do this project. Let's do it. All right. So this is, I took it apart and then I did a time lapse of the process of taking it apart. And in the process of doing the time lapse, I was also numbering each piece. And I think I got a little confused with the numbering process, but then I did make a pattern for each individual piece, like you could see here. And then after that, I just kept the numbers that I had, because I can always try to recreate it and, you know, somehow, and cut it out of the fabric that was needed to do the actual shoulder pad. So this shoulder pad has 12 parts to it. And within the 12 parts are even some more layers. It's incredible. And this shoulder pad incorporates so many different fabrications. It incorporates batting, which I have here. It incorporates felt, which I have here, cotton felt. But then I went to the store and without even knowing that, without taking the shoulder pad apart first, I went to the store and I thought all I needed was, you know, some maybe poly felt, some Pellon stabilizer, which is just this unwoven type of fabrication, and then of course buckram, when I was only able to get white buckram. And after examination, I found out that this shoulder pad has more fabrication. It has regular, like cotton felt, which is this. It takes batting as well. I even found this other fabric, which, believe it or not, is pretty close to what this is, and I don't even know what it is. It's just some sort of interlining that's loosely woven in cotton. So now that I have everything cut out in this shoulder pad, I'm going to try to make sense of this, put it together, and cut whatever else is needed and show you how I recreate the shoulder pad by hand, guys. There's a little bit of a zigzag stitch going on. I'm just going to do a back stitch all the way down to adhere these two pieces together. I'm already on pattern piece number 11, which is this piece here, this shape here that I've made already once, and now I have the pattern piece that I did by hand, and I'm going to join these two pieces together as well to make that curved area. I'm doing it by hand. And I'm just doing with a single thread backstitch to hold it together. If I felt it needed zigzag or anything like that, I could probably do that by hand as well. I'm not wanting to just machine any of this actually. This is the third day and it's still raining outside. So I'm trying to get this project done. And I'm hoping the rain is actually going to get me focused because I can't go out, right? So. Since I don't have the regular batting like this, it's already just sort of piled or frayed, I'm releasing it by fraying it myself, and then I'm going to reshape it and recut it to the approximate size that's needed. So all these edges, all of this has to be released so there's no extra shape or layering at the edges. Now I have to recreate the top part of this shoulder pad in order for the stitching. So I have 12, 11 in here. So I've got 12, 11, 10. Nine, 8, 7, 6, 5. Let's move that up. 5. Now I have to recreate all the stitching that was done around this ball of this shoulder pad as I did here on the time lapse. And this is the way I started it. I wanted to incorporate the first larger ring here, double thread waxed. Inside, pushing that shoulder pad in, molding that shoulder pad in as I go. And going up and down, sculpting that shoulder pad. Okay, so I did all that hand stitching going around and around and around and around for hours. Now we have to bring it to the steamer, press it and mold it so that it's not lumpy and bumpy. So let's do it. Using my hands, I'm gonna just mold it on there first. Come on, steam. And now I'm going to mold the bottom area on a curve. Let's make it more of a curve, like this. Now let's put this thing together. I also steamed it like this, so because this has to go on the shoulder, so I wanted this to be kind of close. And so there's a lot of molding going on with these shoulder pads, and quite frankly, they're a little wonky, but we did it. Now I've got the bottom half that's curved. That has to go inside. Let me make sure I got it in the right spot. That has to go towards the top. So that's the top. Like this, in the middle of the shoulder pad like this, to support on the shoulder, and this falls off of the shoulder. So that's going to go like that, and then this one is going to go inside there halfway as well. So now that has to be hand sewn to the rest of the shoulder pad. And frankly, I'm going to make sure I keep all of these layers together first. So I'm going to go ahead and stitch that together. I don't want to pull too tight. I'm just going to do a back stitch again with just one layer, one thread, not a double thread, trying to keep that shape while I do it. Now I notched the center of that, and I'm going to match that with the center of this. I'm going to make sure it's in that halfway point inside. That's going to push that ball up as high as I can. And then what I think I'm going to do is go in the center first to make sure it's centered. Fold that in half. And I'm going to just whip stitch this here. I don't know if you can see that. Okay guys, the camera shut off. I'm just going to whip stitch it to the center of that shoulder pad. If I can get in there, I don't want to, I'm not sure how I'm going to do this. Get in there. And I will be putting the pattern, hand-drawn out pattern of this shoulder pad available on my website. So you will be able to get the pattern if you want to make this shoulder pad. So keep that in mind. And you can refer to this video for reference of putting it together, and maybe I'll do a little quick thing on my website as well. So here we go. We're going to whip stitch that to the center and fall down on the actual shoulder itself. Now I have to just make sure it's just right and design this in.